But first tonight, Nevada's unemployment agency has a new strike force, and the leader knows mission one is to break the backlog and get people paid. Good evening, everybody. I'm Trisha Keene. Todd has a night off. Well, tonight, 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears sits down with Barbara Buckley to see how she plans to end the months-long delays.
We need to pay people or tell them why they're not eligible and give them the right to appeal to an independent third party.
A pretty simple concept coming from new DETR strike force leader Barbara Buckley. But until now, thousands of unemployed workers have heard mostly excuses and the nonstop plea to be patient. Buckley steps into her new position well aware of all that.
People who are desperate, facing eviction, foreclosure, there is a huge problem. And when I was asked, I said yes, because I thought maybe I can make it better for all those who are waiting.
Buckley's paying job is Executive Director of Legal Aid Services of Southern Nevada. She's heading up DETR's new Rapid Response Strike Force as a volunteer with a purpose.
I'm not going to do much looking in the rearview mirror. I'm going to be looking with laser focus of how to get people paid.
The state's backlog of unpaid unemployment claims has been mired in unprecedented volume and not enough staff, a situation that keeps dragging on.
Why do you think it took 5 months to take a new approach and bring someone like you in?
I don't know. I think that, along the way they were hopeful, right? Hopeful that Alorica would work. Hopeful that the interim, directors would work.
They were wrong, repeatedly. DETR has lost 2 directors since the pandemic started, and the Alorica call center that was staffed with 100 people to help answer claimant calls.
I think Alorica has been disappointing. We can't have calls to a call center person who doesn't have the ability to fix a claim. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of resources.
And a waste of millions in taxpayer dollars.
So if we're depending on Alorica and Alorica can't do the job, we need somebody who can do the job.
Buckley says restructuring is the way to do that.
So the person you get will be able to fix your claim.
The task force will first identify why people's claims are stuck in limbo, targeting first filers who've been inexplicably waiting 5 months without resolution.
If at all possible, we want first in, first out.
They'll also focus on a mass fix for claims caught up due to identity verification issues.
If people are being hung up because it's not clear that they are who they say they are, can we get an IT solution that might clear tens of thousands and then push that payment out to anyone who clears the ID check? That's at the top of our list.
That and what's been called PUA purgatory, the whirlpool of independent contractors and gig workers swirling between regular UI and pandemic unemployment assistance.
We can't then have UI people work on their claims and then send them back to PUA. That is crazy. So what I'm suggesting is that we have one team with experience in both to drill through all of those cases.
She knows she's walking into a world where communication has been slow or non-existent and staffing levels insufficient. But Buckley firmly believes that's all about to change.
I received offers from so many people to help, including state cabinet members that say, I'm swamped, but this is the crisis. Can I jump in and loan you 5 IT staff? That kind of blew me away.
They'll also be pulling other state employees over to DETR who do similar work, like welfare eligibility workers, plus reaching out to retired welfare workers, the National Guard, and the state's battle-born task force members who were previously focused on getting enough PPE for medical workers.
We need all hands on deck.
The goal? To quickly clear out large numbers of backlogged claims so people who still have issues will be able to talk to someone who can fix them. As for fraudulent benefit claims,
there's been a lot of statements about it's because of all the folks committing fraud that have clogged up the pipelines, but that's no excuse.
especially when the fraudsters are getting paid and legitimate claimants are not.
So we have to find an efficient way to deal with that and just put those folks to the side if they don't clear basic checks, but still serve everyone else.
Once they get through the backlog, the task force will tackle ways to improve the system overall so Nevadans are never in this situation again.
The checklist for the future includes integrating the PUA and UI computer systems, hiring more and sufficiently trained staff, and clearly communicating with claimants. The strike force is going to be working closely with the new DETR director to ensure that those changes are permanent. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.
Yeah, let's hope